Hello, I'm Jameela Jamil and welcome to I Weigh. So this next episode of In Their Shoes with Jamie Windust is such a refreshing conversation. Jamie is a writer, a cultural commentator and an I Weigh community member based in London and sits down with guests to reflect on obstacles, perseverance and spirit. It's a bit silly, it's irreverent and mostly it's just fun. And I cannot wait for you all to enjoy it. So comment below and tell me what you think.
On this week's episode, we are joined by what I like to call the trans Alan Sugar.
Love that. That's such a good description.
You enjoyed that, don't you?
100%.
Thank you for joining me in my chair.
Thank you for having me.
Which you actually want to steal, don't you?
I know, do you know what? It's a lovely chair, isn't it? You look good on it.
Well, that's a given, Kenny. How have you been? Because for all those who may not know, me and Kenny do have a mild friendship. I'd
Mild?
say, yeah, like,
Okay.
Is it lemon and herb?
Well, in terms of spice?
Yeah, I'd say we're about a lemon and herb.
Nice. Okay.
But
I thought you were more spicier than that, but alright.
Well, I tried. What do you think I'm wearing this dress?
You look incredible.
We haven't seen each other since Miss Corona
I know.
invaded. How have you been?
I've been okay. I've missed you.
The only way Kenny would agree to see me is if he was paid to come on this show.
That is an absolute lie. Nah, I would take any opportunity to film with you.
Now, as you take a drink, Kenny,
Mm.
I want to talk to you about your job.
Mm.
In lockdown, you have spoken quite openly about the work that you do as an activist, but how you want that to change. And I really resonate with this, is how you want to do things that you enjoy, like writing, like modelling, but without that kind of prefix of being a trans activist. How has that kind of come about for you, and what's your journey been through that?
Obviously, when I first came into the space, like as an activist, it was around like trans issues. And that's cool, and that's obviously a large part of me and a large part of my work. But equally, when I stepped into the modelling industry, it wasn't on the basis that I wanted to be known as a trans model. I just wanted to be a model who happened to be trans. Every time I would do modelling, it was on the back of, oh, well, we're going to tie in your identity to this. It wasn't just, you look hot, let's put you on a photo shoot. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm more than trans. But it was like, no companies were really willing to invest in that, because it was like, that was a way for them to click the inclusivity box. And so I was just like, why am I here?
Because we talk about it during Pride, don't we? About how that kind of 6-week period of working in Pride is kind of a very large example of that, is how you can't just be a model or a writer or a speaker. Your identity is a precursor to all of that.
Yeah.
How did you kind of overcome that identity kind of almost assumption on your work?
It's funny because before I came into the activism space, I didn't even tell kind of the clients that I worked with that I was trans, because I was like, I don't want that to be like a label. I also don't need that kind of discussion in those spaces. I wanted it to just be work. But I think now it's become more difficult because we're known for that. And that's kind of what people see us as. It's kind of like being seen as an instrument, if I'm honest, at times. I'm being honest.
What instrument would you prefer to be seen as?
I don't know, just like a person, a human.
Oh, I thought you meant like a cello.
No, but it's just become frustrating. I think now I'm trying to do more work that is just kind of about me as a person, and that I don't tie me being trans into it. And that's kind of the way that I'm trying to filter out the work of like just doing stuff that's like being trans related. That's kind of where I'm at. That's what I just want to step into a space in which like not everything is about me being trans.
You know that you're more than that. That's kind of the reason why I'm doing the show, is because I wanted to show that actually I have more interest than just shouting about
Trans rights.
being a trans.
Yeah.
It's not the right word. Being a tran. Being a tra. Yeah, it's a part of what we do, but also we're stupid and we're silly and we're ridiculous and we are stunning.
Agreed.
Speaking of stunning,
Yes.
now some would say Harry and Meghan need to watch out. And that some is me with my Kenny and Meghan Instagram fan account. For those who don't know, Kenny is going out with Meghan off of Body Posy Panda. How do you personally find jumping into that from like a social media image perspective? Because it quite rightly, it does come with a lot of stress and strain on what is actually just a loving relationship between two human beings.
I was very skeptical and scared about people trying to like twist or make it like a story like it was beneficial for both of us to be together, when it was like, it was nothing to do with that. It was the fact that I found her very attractive. and I've fallen more in love with her as time has gone on.
Tell everyone how you met her, please, because it is quite a story.
It is. This will be the first time I've said it.
Are you allowed to say it?
Yeah, no, I'm allowed to say it now. Permission, we're good.
Yeah, we've got permission.
You got
Kenny.
permission?
Yeah.
So we met at the House of Parliament.
Clang.
I know. So it was like body positive kind of like conference, and she was there, and I was like, who is that hot girl with the pink and purple hair? Oh my god! And I remember walking past her, but I was going to stop, but she thought I was going to walk past. So she was like, hi, and I was like, hey, but I just stood there and didn't continue walking because I wanted to talk to her.
Awkward.
Yeah, it was kind of awkward. So I was just like, how's your day? And just like tried to like.
So you'll
chip into
talk to
the
anyone.
conversation.
Whenever we go out,
Yeah,
you'll talk to anyone, and I'm just sat there like.
Because you learn something from people, and it's nice to.
Do you? Well, I guess so, because you got a bloody.
Got a girlfriend out of it. So we met at House of Parliament. And then that was it. The rest is history. Been together, just over a year now.
And how do you feel like it's evolving in terms of your communication? Because you've spoken about how people have their opinions of relationships anyway, but on this scale, especially as two kind of marginalised bodies who are very focused on that, but also very forthright and very confident and stand for something. How did you kind of deal with people chiming in?
Shit,
predominantly me, voice noting me, like, who's this woman?
Just communication. I would say, like, honestly, we have like the best communication. Like, we talk about everything. We're very vulnerable with each other and say like how we feel, and we're a team when it comes to like how we, agree in which we should share on social media. Like, we have many conversations around what we should keep private, but also we wanted to like make sure that we wasn't portraying like our relationship was perfect and like couple goals and like setting unrealistic expectations for what a relationship looks like. Because I think when you see it from the outside, it's like, all the cute pictures doing shoots together, it can look very perfect.
Yeah.
And as much as that's nice to like be people to support us and like encourage our relationship, we want it to, be realistic.
Yeah, because I think when you have someone who is about, I'd say a solid 9, and Megan who's a solid 10, it can promote unrealistic.
Thank you for the high.
Well, yeah, you've only ever got a 7 before.
I'll take it. I'll take the 9.
Fine. It does create an not an unrealistic image, but a very kind of idealistic image of what a relationship is. And so I think with transness, when it comes down to relationships, it's up to the couple as to how much they share and what they share and putting boundaries in. Yeah. So congratulations on doing that.
Thank you. I think we're doing a pretty good job. Like, it's difficult, and there's many a times where we probably talk about social media more than I would like in our relationship, but it's because it's kind of like, it's both of our jobs. The nicest thing about our relationship is, obviously there's many nice things, but the fact that we both understand each other's career. And I think that's something that I've never gotten from any other relationship, because my partner has always done something different, because we all need support. Like, I know that you have shit days with the internet, we all do. And so it's nice to go home to somebody and be like able to just cuss out about it and just know that they'll support you.
I'll probably have one when this goes out. Be a terrible day for me.
You know it.
I want to kind of go back, rewind the clock, because I always joke that you're like 35, but you're actually 26. 26. Yeah. How did you get here? How did little Kenny
grow up?
Get to this point? Because it's often a question that we get asked. How do you get on the ladder?
Yeah. Well, mine started with a period campaign.
Here. Yes, which he never stops talking about.
Because everybody talks to me about it. It was an epic campaign.
It was brilliant.
Very proud of it.
Tell everyone about it.
Was it March 2018? Yes, it was March 2018. A company approached me and said that they wanted to do a period campaign that was inclusive of all genders who bleed. At this time, I traded stocks and currencies, wasn't in the media space at all. Like,
Wolf of Wall Street.
That kind of life. And only kind of existed as an activist when, like, MySpace, like, kind of just, like, giving advice to other trans people, but not like on the scale in which I do now.
I'm afraid I'm only 23, so...
So what, you're saying MySpace?
I don't understand...
Didn't have MySpace?
The concept of MySpace.
Okay, well...
MySpace.
Social media of that time.
You'd crop up if needed to talk about being trans.
Yeah, basically. I was always there to support trans people. The campaign went viral. It had like over 200 pieces of press, 19 national stories. And I just remember feeling very overwhelmed and like, wow, like I don't really know what to do with this kind of like limelight right now.
Because people just like your phone just going off.
Honestly, like my anxiety was through the roof, because it was either like old friends messaging me being like, I'm so proud of you, or it was random people like messaging me. Then there was hate mail. And given the fact that I hadn't dealt with a media campaign before like that. I was just like clueless and was just taking it day by day. Fortunately, the PR company that managed the campaign was really nice. They kind of like helped me through the process, gave me advice, and that was really nice and encouraging. And then that kind of like started my career, and I had a decision to make. I either stay here and, you know, push for further inclusivity around periods, or I leave. And staying felt like the right thing to do. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and act like I came into this actively wanting to be a period activist, because I didn't.
Yeah, and I think that's the important thing, is like when we are labelled as activists, often what is actually behind that is actually a series of dreams and aspirations that you had before, such 100%. As like...
I always say, I feel like activism comes from necessity, and that was what the period campaign for me was. It was like, the second it was done, I realised how much positive had come from it, and I could see where the future could be for trans people, and I was like, if I can handle this, why would I not do this? Because it was like, that was the thing that caused me the most dysphoria growing up, and to think that basically I've made my mark on the world in something that, you know, was so hurtful and harmful to me, is quite encouraging.
It's full circle.
Yeah, it feels like it was meant to be in a really strange way. Like, everything's evolved. I've gone on to talk about kind of like body, I wouldn't say positivity, but like body politics.
It's a big word for you, Kenny.
It is a big word for me, I know, imagine that.
God. We both had that similar start of kind of falling into a campaign that happened to explode in a way, but how did you kind of overcome that idea of not being able to then just exist as Kenny, who had a passion for other things?
I think that will naturally kind of like progress as I start to do different things outside of my identity. Like I'm trying to like write a book at the moment. One of them is very based on like being trans.
One of them?
Oh, so I'm basically trying to write 4 books at the same time.
4? What are they about?
They're all different.
Is it like Jacqueline Wilson? Is it like me, Megan?
No.
You.
I've got big plans, you know, big plans. But once those kind of come out, and alongside other things that I'm trying to do, I think that will kind of like move me out of this space of I'm just a trans man, and that's what you should see me as. It's going to be like, Kenny is trans, but he does so much more than just advocate for his transness. But I feel like we actively have to step out of that. If we leave it down to the brands, we'll stay stuck.
I try and be very transparent with it. If you open up that dialogue about working with brands and about how, you know, actually, when I was growing up, I would never have been like, I want to be an activist.
Yeah, no, that wasn't the dream.
Now I'm in this position and I'm being labelled an activist. What about all the things I actually wanted to do? And it can be a clash. Thank you very much. Me or Megan?
I'm leaving. You trying to get me in trouble?
It's a very valid question.
What kind of question is this?
Me right now.
No, I'm not answering that. That's a catch-22. I'm going to lose either way. I'm not answering that question. Both of you.
Menage a trois. Summer or winter?
Summer.
Favourite sex position?
69.
Why?
Because it's awesome. We're both getting all at the same time. Like, what do you mean? Why is that even a question?
Why have I made all of these questions sex related? Most hilarious place you've had sex?
Oh, I wouldn't say hilarious, but weird. Graveyard.
Oh, I was hoping you were going to say the House of Parliament.
That did.
A graveyard?
Yeah, it just happened. We was young.
Do you remember what I ate on the first time you took me out for dinner, and then you didn't tell me it wasn't a date, even though you let me wear your jacket? Do you know what I don't like about you, Kenny?
Oh God, what?
It's that he always sends me pictures of books, right? And you don't know how to appropriately use a highlighter. Because you highlight the whole page.
Okay, maybe I found the whole page interesting.
Well, just fucking turn the corner down.
No, I don't want to damage the book.
I hope you don't do that with my book.
No, it will be in perfect condition.
Absolutely.
Very highlighted.
Very highlighted.
Very highlighted.
Or just, I mean, just listen. Yeah, fine. What's next for Kenny?
Leave my highlighting alone. Yeah, so the library, as you said.
Yeah.
And then...
Children.
God, no. Wait, slow down. A company, actually.
I always roll my eyes when you come out with this new business venture.
Why?
It was like the other day you rang me.
Encourage my entrepreneurship.
You rang me the other day. He was like, I'm going to start my own agency. Do you want to be...
You're acting like I'm not already doing that.
Well,
I got talent. I got talent already. What do you mean?
No,
I'm
Kenny.
active. Leave me alone. Yes, I run a small talent agency now. Thank you very much.
What's it called? K?
No, it's called Lost Fame If You Must Know. Exactly.
Show the camera.
Okay. Well, you can barely see because of the rings, but yeah.
Embarrassing.
Oh, well. The best way to put it is I want to be a social entrepreneur. So social entrepreneur is somebody that wants to do things that will better the human race, basically. So that's all of my companies that I will ever start that's the foundation. It's not just let me make money, it's actually let me do something that people need, want, or can make their life easier, better, and is ethical, all that good stuff.
Well, if I could, Kenny, I would give you a Nobel Peace Prize.
Okay, thank you very much. Let me start the businesses first, you know what I mean?
Fine. I won't get too presumptuous.
Beginning of next year, there'll be a very interesting company that comes out that I think is going to be very exciting for many people to see.
On that bombshell
Right.
that I know we're all quaking in our boots for, I will bid you a good night.
Okay.
Now take me out for dinner.
Anytime. When you're ready.
If you are enjoying all the content that you are seeing over on the iWay page, then please do click subscribe and be the first to know about all the brilliant new shows that we are bringing to you from some of the best thinkers and writers and activists and artists from all around the world.